Hello, everyone. So let's go now to wrap up the brain teaser, and the right answer is what Ezra, what you said about the open platform. So the decision that Facebook made at that time was to open the API. API stands for Application Programming Interface. And the consequence of that is that Facebook becomes an open platform, and any third developer can create like new apps to be run on Facebook. Pretty much like what happens today with apps on the iPhone or on Androids. So today it's like a very common situation, but at that time, Facebook was one of the first companies to be brave enough, courageous enough to open the API. Okay, so that was the decision. So then, what happened? Since most of these applications, as Roop, you pointed out, were like games or apps that had a social component, in the first place, they helped to activate the existing users, and also they attracted like new users that wanted to interact with these social apps. So since that moment on, Facebook began to experience that exponential growth. So this is all due to the network effect. So let me explain now what is the network effect. So imagine that you, for example, I don't know, if or even, sorry, even you are the only person in the world with a mobile phone or with a telephone. So what is the value of that telephone to you? Basically zero. I mean, practical value. So basically zero, because you cannot talk to anyone. Okay. Now, if you have, let's suppose that now, Roop, you are the second person in the world with a telephone. Now, what is the value, Roop, of that telephone for you? Well, it's something. You can at least talk to Ibe. And what is the value of that telephone to Ibe? For Ibe is exactly the same as for you. So, Roop, that he can talk to you. Now, let's suppose that now, Tete, you have also a new telephone. Now, what happens is that the value of this telephone for Tete is higher, because she can talk to two people at least. Okay, but the fact that Tete joins also increases the value for the people who already have had the telephone, which in this case are Ibe and Roop. Okay, so basically the network effect says that the value of a product or a service, it might be telephone, it might be belonging to a social networking platform such as Facebook, the value of a product or a service is proportional to the number of people that use it. Okay, so the more people join the, in this case Facebook, join the social network, the more value it has for not only for the newcomers but also for the already existing users. Okay, and that's why Facebook started to experience that exponential growth, and that's why it is today the strongest competitive advantage of Facebook, the critical mass, the billions of people that are already in that network. Okay, so that was the answer to this brain teaser. So thank you very much, Ezra, for the solution, and Roop for putting some practical examples. The other things that you mentioned, like opening to people outside Harvard University and so on, they help us also to that exponential growth, but they happen at different times. So in that specific time, that was the decision, and these are the consequences. So let's go now. Let's continue to our discussion today.